So this is Mr. Moser, and I've come over to interview Jeff Manning for an online tool called Edmodo. So, hello.
Hi.
Mr. Manning, what's your current teaching position now?
I am a business education / technology teacher at Webb City High School.
Awesome. So do you use Edmodo every day in your class?
Yes, I do. My classroom consists of about 28 computers, and so of course all the students have access to it, and we use Edmodo every single class period.
Excellent. When did you first learn about Edmodo?
A coworker of mine told me about it about 4 years ago. It took me about 6 months or so to kind of really get used to it, and then I started implementing it into my classroom about 3 years ago.
So if I asked for like an overview of what Edmodo is, what would you say?
Basically, it's an online, it's almost like a social network, but it's for teachers and students. It looks very similar to Facebook, as you can see on the screen. I think the people that design Edmodo do that for a reason. They want the students to be familiar with how it operates and the appearance of it. But it's almost kind of like a bulletin board / social network. It allows students and teachers to communicate with each other, amongst many other things as well.
So you say maybe like an online, like classroom management?
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah, that's even a better way to say it.
So maybe just run us through a few of the features, or maybe different zones on the website.
Okay, sure. So when I first log into Edmodo, this is the screen that I'm going to see, and the students see a screen that's very similar to this. However, they don't have near the options that I do. Edmodo, of course, only lets them see the things that I want them to see. Right now, I am looking at all of my classes, and you can see over here on the side, right over here are the 4 classes that I currently have signed up for Edmodo. Right up here at the top is the options of things that I can post. Right now, Edmodo allows teachers to post notes, alerts. That's kind of like an important thing. I usually do that for tests or if we're having a guest speaker or something like that. I can post an assignment. Now, the difference between an assignment and a note is the assignment also gives the students a turn-in link, as you can see right down here. When the student sees the assignment, they're going to see the name of the assignment, and they're going to see a turn-in link along with the due date. And then directly below that is going to be a space where I can give some written directions. Yeah,
that's excellent.
Written directions. So we can just kind of scroll down here and look at one of the assignments that I recently posted. This was an assignment that a class was doing in Photoshop, and I was asking them to create some logos. So I wrote a full description of what I was looking for. Also, posted a couple of pictures just as an examples of things that I wanted them to do. If I scroll down some more, you can see a lot of the other posts are very similar to that. So Edmodo does allow me to post like JPEG pictures or things that that I want them to see. You can also post PowerPoints, Word documents, hyperlinks. I mean, just all sorts of things that a student might need for that particular assignment. Or a little more recent to Edmodo, they do now allow quizzes where a teacher can set up a quiz. It's limited to true and false, multiple choice, fill in the blank, and you can do open-ended questions, but unfortunately the Edmodo can't grade it for you.
So here's a little demonstration on how to use the quiz link to create quizzes for Edmodo. First, click on create a quiz. You can see there are different types of quizzes you can create. We're going to do a multiple choice here, and then click on add first question. You go ahead and enter your first question and choose what is your name, and give them 2 options, and you just use the text boxes to enter the text. Below it you can see the links for adding a link or adding a file to these answers. Then decide which answer you would like to be the correct answer for its automatic grading purposes. Once you've done that, you probably want to go up and rename this quiz. Up at the top, you can change the Untitled quiz name to whichever quiz you'd like, and you can also change the time limit for the quiz, which sets how long the student has to take it. Once you've done that, go ahead and click Assign Quiz on the right-hand side. And once it has been assigned, then the students have it presented to them and they can take the quiz.
results, look at the data of the results a little bit more closely. So not only can I see each student and what they scored on the quiz, it also gives me kind of a ranking of high scores. And then probably my favorite feature is it gives me a breakdown of each question and how many students got that correct. So green is good. This particular question, 100% of the students knew it. Red is not so good. So this particular question, the students didn't do so well on it. And then finally, if you want to just a real quick results kind of thing, you're not interested in giving the kids a grade for it, I really like the poll feature as well. And you can set up a poll very easily, very quickly. It's usually a one-question thing. And sometimes I set up a poll that's just like, how are you feeling today? Just to get the students involved in class, that kind of thing. As you can see here, I can type a question, and then I have 2 answer boxes. If I want more answers, I just click this box, and it gives me more answers. One thing I really like about this is whenever the students answer the poll, it is totally 100% anonymous. So therefore, I probably should mention that the grade feature is really nice in Edmodo. I can check on all of my classes' grades pretty much instantaneously. So if I were to click on like business technology, it's going to give me every student's name, every single grade that I've given them, and then I can scroll through and see what they got. Another thing I really like about this is you can actually export this to an Excel document.
Okay, excellent.
And then if you have a gradebook program that accepts Excel documents, you could even export that into the gradebook program.
So is that add grade? You can go in and manually enter specific grades if they had turned in late, maybe, or
that's right.
Okay.
And you can see right here in these boxes it says turned in, but they don't have a grade. That actually tells me that the student has turned it in. I just have not submitted a grade back for him yet.
Okay.
So that would be something that I would need to keep an eye on, basically.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it's a class that you meet every day. I mean, you see these students face to face, but you're providing them an online environment, maybe as a segue as these students start to develop these 21st century skills. Web 2.0 skills, and I guess maybe Web 3.0 skills is now where we're headed. It seems like a really good segue between a normal traditional classroom setting and into an online student independent, student driven.
Right, I agree, and I mean, as good as or as well as I do that when these students go to college, online classes are going to be more popular than ever.
Right.
And most likely during their degree program, they're going to have at least a few online classes, and I would hope that something like this would be kind of a good stepping stone for them.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time and sharing this with us. We look forward to working with it some more and.
Great.
Continue to use these web tools in your classroom. So,
okay.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you.
Mr. Manning.